This is Eagle Al, and today I will be talking about the Eagles. Yes, the injuries are piling up. We was doing very well with the injuries, but they piling up. Also, we're going to talk about Shaq Leonard. Yes, he cleared waivers, and the Eagles are interested. And lastly, we got to talk Quez Watkins. Look like he will be making his official return, but let's get straight into it. All right. Before we get straight into the topics, I was like, yo, I can't go another video without talking about this guy. But before I talk about him, I want to wish a happy Thanksgiving for my guys that celebrated. And yeah, let's talk about this guy, man. Britton Covey. Britton Covey. I could not go another video without talking about him because what he's been doing has been extraordinary. Britton Covey now has the most punt returns of at least 20 yards. That's really good for a guy, all Eagle fans want to cut. We want him and Aaron Sippos going. We wanted them going. They got rid of one, but they kept the other. And man, Britton Covey, I see a lot of people ain't taking it back. So I'm going to take it back. I said, like, look, man, we got to get rid of this dude. We need to find somebody else. I'll take that all back. Shout out to Britton Covey, man. He going to take one to the house. He's definitely going to take one to the house this year. He had opportunities, but he'll run into a guy or I don't know, man, but he ran some 30, 40 yarders. He's been giving the offense a lot of good field position. Unlike last year, we had special teams problems, but this year, not so much, if any at all. Jake Elliott is having one hell of a year. Brandon Mann, one hell of a year. Covey, one hell of a year. The Gunners, all these dudes are doing really good. Like the Josh Jobs, even when the Sidney Browns and the Eli Ricks and the Nolan Smith, like when those guys are out there, make the special teams look really good. So salute to those guys, man. But let's get into the topics today. Injuries, injuries, injuries. Injury report don't look too good, man. It don't look too good, but let's go over it. Who's hurt? So Derek Barnett is still dealing with personal issues, did not participate. Grant Calcaterra did not participate with an ankle. Justin Evans did not participate with a knee. That's interesting. Okay, because he been practicing all last week, but I guess the knee is probably more worse than what we think. Milton Williams concussion that's expected, and we know Dallas Goedert with the forearm did not participate. But let's look at the guys that were limited. AJ Brown with a thigh limited. Julio Jones knee. You don't want to hear knee from an older guy. Limited. DeAndre Swift ankle limited. And Quez Watkins with the hamstring was limited. That's a lot of names. That's a lot of names. But the ones that threw me off is the DeAndre Swift and the AJ Brown. Those dudes are dynamic. Sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I forget about DeAndre Swift. When I mention guys like, yeah, you can't forget about AJ Brown and Smitty, and I mentioned Dallas Goedert. But at some point, we gotta put DeAndre Swift in there because he's a weapon. He's definitely a weapon. Coming out the backfield as a runner, as a pass catcher. He's been doing it all. I like how we mixed and matched him a lot last game. So look, DeAndre Swift is a weapon. We're going to need him to beat Buffalo for sure. AJ Brown, come on. We know we're going to need him to beat Buffalo as well. Julio, we will see. I wouldn't be surprised if he sit out. I wouldn't be surprised. And Quez, take his snaps, in my opinion, which was very limited anyway. But yes, we need Quez back. We need him back. So let's just get into the next segment. Quez Watkins' practice window is open. It opened up at the right time. With Dallas Goedert being out, with Julio dealing with what he dealing with, and then it's a knee. Yeah, we need Quez Watkins back. I would say AJ Brown need Quez Watkins back because AJ Brown need that third guy to cause a distraction. What do I mean by that? When Dallas Goedert is cooking, AJ for some reason cook. That other guy, not just Smitty cooking, but he need that other guy to cook too. Even though Quez is not Dallas Goedert, obviously, but Quez is a burner and he will make you pay. He will make you pay if you forget about him. And in my opinion, I think AJ Brown need that distraction, especially on his slant routes and stuff like that. You have to have another guy that can open up the middle of the field for a guy like AJ Brown, and Quez Watkins can do those things. Now, Quez Watkins, what he does it show up on a stat sheet? Not really, but he helps the spacing on the field a lot. A lot. So a lot of people like, oh, close the window, this and that. No Quez, this and that. What honestly, what's the kid's been doing since the Buccaneers game? Let's keep it real. He got away with a hold last game. He haven't really been doing anything since that Buccaneers game. And I appreciate it because he did get open twice and did his thing, but we got to be honest. Haven't been no production there. And then him not being productive now is just like another body on the field because he's not a burner like Quez, and people not worry about Zacchaeus at all. Got to keep it real. So it's good Quez Watkins is coming back at the right time, in my opinion. It's very good that he's coming back at the right time. Let's talk about Shaq and Leonard, man. Look like he might be coming to Philly, or it might be Dallas. You know, we got to see what his mindset at. Where's his mindset? Do he want to come to a Super Bowl contending team, or do he want the money? We will see. The teams that are being reported by Adam Schefter is the Eagles and Cowboys. But I won't be surprised it's another team in there some way, somehow. Like the Lions or something like that. I would not be shocked at all. But Leonard do like Nick Sirianni. Because remember when Nick Sirianni, his first press conference, a lot of people was going at him. But Leonard was one of those dudes that took up for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if he want to hook back up with Nick Sirianni and then get a chance to win the Super Bowl. But he might want playing time, and that's the problem. Because his PFF grade for this year is not better than Nicholas Morrow or Zach Cunningham, but he will be a good depth piece. Is he playing the same? No. He had, 2 back surgeries, if I'm not mistaken? And linebacker, need your back. You need your back. So he might have took a step back or two, which is okay in our situation because, again, we could just rotate him in. But his problem with the Colts is that I heard that he said it out his own mouth. He talked to Gus Bradley about his November meeting. And then after the meeting, it didn't go the way he wanted to go. And I'm hearing that the meeting was about playing time. And Gus like, nah, you ain't the same guy. And they released him. He said he didn't expect to be released after the talk, but he got released. Nobody picked up the contract. Because, again, a guy that's getting a little older and with back surgeries, who would want to take on that contract? But it will be interesting the team that he decided to go to. Now, we do need him as a backup, but do we need him to be on the field now? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You don't want to throw a monkey wrench in the chemistry because I felt that way about Nakobe Dean when he came back. I'm like, yo, we're forcing him on the field, whereas though Nicholas Morrow and those guys are doing really good, in my opinion. Actually, it's not even just my opinion. It's a fact. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, man. All right. I guess lastly, this is probably a bonus topic. I'm going to try to squeeze it in the title. But I want to talk Brian Johnson, man. Brian Johnson got praise from basically Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. But let me go ahead and play these clips.
You know, in NFL cities, quarterbacks and head coaches get most praise, most criticism. But in this town, the offensive coordinator, especially when he's a play caller, and especially in Brian's case, he's stepping into some big shoes. Shane did a great job. How do you think he's handled criticism all that since he's been placed in charge?
Yeah, I think he's controlling. He's controlling the things that he can. I don't really know where you're getting at with it, but I know my take on it is never getting too high, never getting too low. Keep the main thing the main thing. Focus on your preparation and the things that are important to you, and knowing them for a long time. I know what type of person he is, and so.
What kind of person is he? Like, we only see him up there in the sidelines. What's he like?
I mean, he's about his business. I mean, he's a guy. He was the OC at Utah at the age of 23, 24, I think. So he's been doing this a very long time, and he has when we talk about someone that's rare and rare company. He's done this, and he's been kind of one of a kind in it, in a sense of just the experience and the route that he's taken to get to where he is now. It's very unprecedented for someone to start off that young, and then just to work their way up, and obviously have the opportunity he has now. So he's doing a great job with it, and we just continue to grow, all of us.
Jalen, I wanted to ask.
Not gonna just do something to do it. He's got a good feel and good flow for what's going on in the game, and of being able to adjust in the game. He's really smart situationally. And when I talk about situational football, these things pop up everywhere. Third down, red zone, 2 minute, backed up, third down and backed up, 4 minute, 4 minute backed up, 4 minute third down. Like, they're endless. And he's just done an unbelievable job in those scenarios of, the preparation that we put in for it. But, and we do all that preparation in that together. But then there's going to be an art to it of like, okay, well, this is what we planned on doing, but this is what the play requires right now because of the way the defense is. So I think he does a great job adjusting, does a great job in game, having the feel for the situations. Is going to do what we feel like is best to do to win that game, and that doesn't necessarily, that can mean run it a ton, that can mean throw it a ton, and that can be mixed. And so again, just like I said, I just feel like as you look at our statistics and what and the feel of games, I just think he's done a really good job, and probably hasn't been talked enough about of how good of a job he's done based off of, like, I think there was an expectation coming in, like, we lost our coordinator, we're going to take a step back, and that's really not been the case. And we have the same record as we had last year, and to me, Brian deserves a lot of credit for that and should be being talked about more in that light of, man.
Right, as you see, like, they both believe he's been doing a really good job. And when you watch the all 22 and then your emotions is out of it, because I'm watching the game live, I'm like, what's up with all these screens and back-to-back screens and going to this side, that side? I see what he was trying to do because the Chiefs were bringing that blitz heavy, and he was just trying to get the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands fast. And I don't know. I still don't like it, but I get his thinking now. Like, I guess thinking when he was trying to get DeAndre Swift involved in the screen game because them blitzes was coming fast. Remember, Jalen Hurts got sacked, 5 times in the first half? And I think like 1 time the second half because the pass blocking picked it up. But man, they were blitzing. The Chiefs were blitzing, and we couldn't wait for the long developing route. And the one time we got him with Devontae Smith from an audible by Jalen Hurts. So is Brian Johnson doing a great job the way they're saying it? Not to me, but it's like the numbers, the points we put up say different. But when I'm watching it, it's like, too many QB draws. Why did he stop the chemistry there? Why did he take DeAndre Swift out a whole quarter? That's my problem with him. But hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Watkins, Shaq, Leonard, all the good stuff. And don't forget to share this with your friends and family, man. Please share this video with them. Look, I can't just get the Eagle content to y'all. I gotta share with everyone, man. But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.